She severely damaged him. I believe her less than ever. I actually disbelieve her fully now.
Blake lived.
She was the bully. She was the one harassing him.
Adding more.
She alleges that she's a Me Too victim there. That's absurd. This person is not an honest broker.
Z-list actress Blake Lively has just moments ago filed her amended lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. She's alleged sexual harassment against him, plus a smear campaign. He's countered that she made up the allegations to take control of the movie, accusing her and her husband of extortion and defamation.
Now she wants a complete gag order. Now he needs to be shut down to protect her. This is very unfair to poor Blake.
The oxygen consumer is suing Justin Baldoni for a money judgment representing compensatory damages, including consequential damages, lost wages, earning, and all other sums of money, together with interest on these amounts in an amount to be proven at trial.
Ryan.
The addition now of Jed Wallace and Street Relations, his company. First cause of action, sexual harassment. Second cause of action, retaliation. Third cause of action, sexual harassment in blah, 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 another one of those. Fourth cause of action, another retaliation claim. The uncredited director of It Ends With Us is suing Baldoni for attorney's fees and costs incurred by Miss Lively. When forced to confront women he had made uncomfortable on his own set, she said, women, plural. The up-and-coming wardrobe stylist is demanding a jury trial on all causes of action triable by jury, and all other sums of money, together with interest on these amounts in an amount to be proven at trial, for an award of money judgment for mental pain and anguish and severe, serious emotional distress. Sixth cause of action, failure to investigate, prevent, and/or remedy harassment. Seventh cause of action, aiding and abetting harassment and retaliation in violation of the FEHA. Eighth cause of action, breach of contract, actor loan-out agreement. Ninth cause of action, breach of contract, contract writer agreement. 10th cause of action, intentional infliction of emotional distress.
So she could start to rehabilitate her reputation, which got smeared because she turned out to be not a very nice person in the videos released last summer.
11th cause of action, negligence, infliction of emotional distress. 12th cause of action, false light invasion of privacy. Right at the very top, the former keeper of dragons says, amended complaint for sexual harassment, retaliation, breach of contract, false light, defamation, and other claims. I'm excited to see what the other claims are.
Baldoni and Heath's attorney deny the claims, calling them completely false, outrageous, and intentionally salacious with an intent to publicly hurt and rehash a narrative in the media.
And
She was referred to as some kind of pet or possession. Taylor shouldn't even be involved in this at all. She was only going over to visit Blake and Ryan with the understanding that the meeting would be over.
Mr. Baldoni was Miss Lively's boss. We all know who the real boss was, though. Literally, there are 15 causes of action that the Nepo baby is claiming against Baldoni and the Baldoni parties. 13th cause of action, sexual harassment. 14th cause of action, defamation, defamation per se. And 15th cause of action, civil conspiracy.
And she was such a brat that she wanted to control every scene, wanted to see all the dailies, wanted to do her own cut and did her own cut of the movie. All this is very unusual for just an actress in the film in releasing any further leaks that they have, because the truth should be out there. What does she have to fear if she's telling the truth?
He had unconsciously been hurting and silencing the women in his life and implored men to be man enough to shut the hell up and listen to women. He claimed that he wanted to end toxic masculinity, acknowledging his own toxic behavior by admitting that there is a woman or two that I, in some way, made uncomfortable by saying something or doing something that was chauvinistic or sexist.
And then says, it smells good. And she says, it's my body makeup. That's her big harassment moment. They are playfully acting for the camera, trying to make it look like two lovers, two people in a relationship are dancing with one another.
Her friends also think that Blake's "I'm Khaleesi and like her, I happen to have dragons" text to Justin was uncool and unnecessary. Why is she backing out here? Very carefully worded back out, because she's smart. Okay, Taylor Swift is very smart. She is media savvy.
This person is not an honest broker. I believe her less than ever. I actually disbelieve her fully now. Now she wants a complete gag order. Now he needs to be shut down to protect her. This is very unfair to poor Blake. Why should Justin be able to release snippets to the media without the full context? That's what she said. That's what she did. She alleges that she's a Me Too victim there. That's absurd. Her allegations have fallen apart, and her "I was not really a bully, I was just targeted" allegations have fallen apart. And now he's going full Johnny Depp on her to show that she was the bully. She was the one harassing him.
Although her lawsuit says that Street Relations is a California corporation, and I believe that is incorrect.
This is all retaliatory. All of his leaks to the media are retaliatory and asking the court to shut him and Bryan Freedman up, saying this must be shut down because they're trying to try this case in the media. She clearly cooperated with the New York Times to leak the whole thing. Indeed, that's, Bryan argues, the reason she went and filed the complaint with the Human Rights Division, so that she could then leak it to the Times, so she could start to rehabilitate her reputation, which got smeared because she turned out to be not a very nice person. She said, he came in my trailer while I was breastfeeding. Well, then he produced the text messages showing her saying, "I'm breastfeeding, come on over." She, like, time and time again, she accuses him of doing something, which then when you hear the full context is an absolute nothing burger.
She was referred to as some kind of pet or possession. Taylor shouldn't even be involved in this at all. She was only going over to visit Blake and Ryan with the understanding that the meeting would be over.
The stakes couldn't be higher. Blake is accusing Baldoni of harassment and retaliation, while Baldoni is fighting back with receipts that could destroy her case. And if that wasn't enough, Blake's husband, Ryan Reynolds, and even Taylor Swift have been dragged into the chaos. This isn't just a lawsuit, it's a full-blown Hollywood circus. So what's really going on behind the scenes? Let's break it all down, from Blake's new allegations to the evidence Baldoni's team is using to fight back. But first, let's rewind to where this all began. On February 18th, 2025, Blake Lively filed an amended complaint against Justin Baldoni, accusing him of sexual harassment, retaliation, and running a smear campaign against her during the promotion of It Ends With Us. These allegations added fuel to an already heated legal battle, with Blake demanding a jury trial to prove her claims. But Baldoni wasn't about to back down. Baldoni fired back immediately, denying all allegations and accusing Blake of fabricating the entire story to gain creative control over the film. According to his legal team, Blake's accusations only gained traction after she took control of the project and started making demands that clashed with Baldoni's vision. He also accused her and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, of defamation and extortion, claiming they were using their influence to sabotage his career. This wasn't just a professional disagreement, it was a full-scale war that quickly spiraled out of control. And as more details emerged, it became clear that this case was about much more than just one film. But things got even messier when Blake introduced new victims into her complaint. In her amended lawsuit, Blake claimed that other women on set had also felt uncomfortable around Justin Baldoni. On paper, this seemed like a damning revelation, but there was one major problem. Not a single one of these alleged victims has come forward publicly. If Baldoni was truly such a terrifying presence on set, wouldn't at least one person back up Blake's claims? Instead, it seems like she's speaking for them without providing any concrete evidence. Critics have called this move a desperate attempt to bolster her case by creating the illusion of widespread misconduct. Blake also expanded her lawsuit to include Jed Wallace, a crisis manager who she claims helped Baldoni orchestrate his alleged smear campaign against her. But once again, Baldoni's legal team dismissed these claims as baseless and accused Blake of trying to distract from the inconsistencies in her own story. And speaking of inconsistencies, Baldoni's team had receipts that completely flipped the narrative. Justin Baldoni's legal team wasn't going to sit back and let Blake control the narrative. They released text messages that directly contradicted her claims of harassment and a hostile work environment. One message from Blake read, "Spicy and playfully bold, never with teeth." Another said, "You're safe here." These messages painted a very different picture from the one Blake was presenting in court. Instead of feeling unsafe or harassed, she seemed comfortable enough to joke around with Baldoni during filming. The contradictions didn't stop there. Baldoni's team also released behind-the-scenes footage showing Blake laughing and joking with him on set. This evidence raised serious questions about the credibility of Blake's allegations and gave Baldoni's team a powerful weapon in their defense. But if you thought that was shocking, wait until you hear how Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift got involved. In one of the most surprising twists in this saga, Justin Baldoni's lawsuit revealed that Blake had enlisted Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift as her secret weapons in this legal battle. Leaked messages showed Blake referring to them as her dragons, writing, "I happen to have a few dragons. These gorgeous monsters of mine will protect those I fight for." According to Baldoni's team, Ryan and Taylor were pressuring him to accept Blake's script rewrites for It Ends With Us. This revelation added another layer of drama to an already chaotic case and made it clear that this wasn't just about justice, it was about power dynamics in Hollywood. And as if that wasn't enough, Blake took things even further with her next move. Blake didn't stop at suing Justin Baldoni. She went after everyone she believed was complicit in tarnishing her reputation. She filed lawsuits against media outlets like the New York Times, subpoenaed phone records from Verizon and T-Mobile, and even targeted Cloudflare in an attempt to dig through Baldoni's digital history. Critics called this move a fishing expedition, accusing Blake of using legal tactics to intimidate anyone who dared challenge her narrative. But Baldoni's legal team shut her down immediately, calling these actions a massive overreach designed to distract from the weaknesses in her case. Even Judge Louis Lyman had enough of these tactics, and he wasn't afraid to say so. Judge Louis Lyman, overseeing this chaotic legal battle, has had enough of the courtroom theatrics. From the start, Blake Lively's team has been accused of turning the trial into a PR stunt, and now even the judge is calling her out. He issued a stern warning to her legal team, telling them to stop using the courtroom as a stage for publicity. Blake's attempt to control who would depose her was also swiftly rejected. She argued that Bryan Freedman, Baldoni's powerhouse attorney, shouldn't be allowed to question her during depositions. But Judge Lyman wasn't having it. He reminded her that A-list privileges don't apply in his courtroom and denied her request outright. To speed things up, Judge Lyman fast-tracked the trial, signaling that he's ready to wrap up this circus sooner rather than later. This decision put even more pressure on Blake and her team, who are now scrambling to solidify their case before the trial begins. But while Blake struggles in court, the fallout outside the courtroom is even worse. Blake Lively's carefully curated image as Hollywood's sweetheart is crumbling under the weight of this lawsuit. Reports suggest that her hair care brand Blake Brown is being pulled from store shelves after customers began returning products in mass. Once seen as a wholesome entrepreneur and actress, Blake is now facing accusations of manipulation and dishonesty that are tarnishing her reputation. Ryan Reynolds isn't immune to the fallout either. Rumors are swirling that Marvel Studios has quietly dropped him from future projects, a shocking development for an actor who seemed untouchable just months ago. While these rumors remain unconfirmed, they've added fuel to the fire surrounding this controversy. For years, Blake and Ryan were seen as Hollywood royalty, a power couple who could do no wrong. But now their brand is taking a massive hit, and fans are beginning to question whether they'll ever recover from this scandal. And just when you thought things couldn't get worse for Blake and Ryan, Baldoni makes his next move. Justin Baldoni isn't just defending himself, he's going on the offensive. Under the guidance of Bryan Freedman, Baldoni has filed a $400 million countersuit against Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and several others involved in what he calls a deliberate attempt to sabotage his career. The lawsuit accuses them of defamation, extortion, and career sabotage, and Baldoni claims he has overwhelming evidence to back it up. This countersuit is a game changer. Not only does it shift public perception in Baldoni's favor, but it also puts Blake and Ryan on the defensive in a way they weren't prepared for. Freedman's strategy is clear: leave no room for doubt about Baldoni's innocence while exposing inconsistencies in Blake's story. But what does this mean for Hollywood as a whole? Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. This legal battle isn't just about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, it's a reflection of larger issues within Hollywood. At its core, this case highlights how power dynamics play out behind closed doors in an industry where influence often trumps integrity. Blake's use of high-profile allies like Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift has raised questions about whether celebrities can use their fame as leverage in legal disputes. Meanwhile, Baldoni's decision to fight back with hard evidence instead of staying silent challenges the traditional narrative of how accusations are handled in Hollywood. As fans watch this drama unfold, it forces us to ask uncomfortable questions. How much of what we see in celebrity scandals is real, and how much is carefully crafted PR designed to sway public opinion. Regardless of where you stand on this case, one thing is clear. Hollywood will never be the same after this. But what happens next could determine everything. The stakes couldn't be higher for everyone involved in this case. For Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, their reputations and potentially their careers are on the line. If they lose this case or fail to recover from the public backlash, it could mark the end of their reign as Hollywood royalty. For Justin Baldoni, this lawsuit represents an opportunity to clear his name and rebuild his career after months of damaging accusations. With Bryan Freedman leading his legal team and a mountain of evidence on his side, Baldoni seems poised to come out on top. But nothing is guaranteed in Hollywood. The next key dates in this saga will be critical. March 5, 2025. Blake must submit her final lawsuit amendment. March 20, 2025, Blake and Ryan will attempt to dismiss Baldoni's countersuit. March 29, 2026, the trial officially begins. By the time this trial ends, one thing is certain: Hollywood will have a new definition of what it means to fight dirty in court. So what do you think? Is Blake Lively fighting for justice or just trying to maintain control? Will Justin Baldoni's countersuit be enough to clear his name? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates on Hollywood's biggest scandals.